Not everybody lives, but everybody dies. So while I'm in the air, I'm shooting for the sky. Landing on the moon, walking on the sun. Taking over the game, give it back when we done. Not everybody lives, but everybody dies. So while I'm in the air, I'm shooting for the sky. Landing on the moon, walking on the sun. Taking over the game, give it back when we done. I'll give it back when we done. 10,000 hands in the air, have you ever seen? Work 9 to 5 or 5 to 9, do you ever dream? They in the red, but my stalk is green. Proud like I reached the clouds, all off a beam. Dreams on lucid, films on Lucas. Sound on surround, and the crowd on stupid. Who that chick Dion? That's Dion on Clueless. You circling around the money, sitting in a Cupid car. Feel the dreams, they said I'm too corny. Funny, I got their ears all on me. Fears all gone, and my peers all wrong. So keep your 2 cents in every phrase y'all coining. That's just common sense, all the hating, I honored it. I don't leap, I quantum it. I don't answer, I problem it. I just drop shit while they asking what a colonic is. Pinky, you know what I'm pondering? Not everybody lives, but everybody dies. So while a nigga here, I'm shooting for the sky. Landing on the moon, walking on the sun. Taking over the game, give it back when we done. Not everybody lives, but everybody dies. So while a nigga here, I'm shooting for the sky. Landing on the moon, walking on the sun. Taking over the game, give it back when we done. I'll give it back when we done.
What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck, real Cowboys fan. Stand up. I know y'all probably like, what is going on? Tuck is going live at noon, but there's been a lot going on when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, and I've been getting numerous phone calls and DMs and tweets and Instagram posts and TikToks. So sometimes it's easier for me just to go live. And if you catch it, you catch it. If you don't catch it on the recap. But I'm not about to sit here and be tweeting and typing and texting all day. I have to save these thumbs for Madden. Right now, your boy's on a 15-game winning streak on Madden. I have to preserve these thumbs. I cannot be tweeting all day. You know what I'm saying? But salute to everybody in the chat, man. I see Elijah in the building. What's going on with you? My dog, Boss Cowboys, says fire thumbnails. Actually, Boss, you inspired today's conversation. I was trying to give you a call, but you're probably busy in a second. Old man, what's going on with you, bro? My dog, CB, in the building. Tell him Trez in the building. What's up? Lou's in the building. Lawrence in the building. What's up, everybody? All right, so we're going to talk about a few things here. Did the film breakdown on Phil Maffa? Check it out if you haven't, but there's 1,000 of them out there. And I'll probably say this. I'll say this publicly. Film breakdowns are starting to get a little watered down. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how many more I'm going to do, but the film breakdowns, I look online, bro. It's just people I don't even know who's Cowboys content creators are breaking down Cowboys film, and I'm just like, all right, y'all can have it. All right, I'll do something completely different. So not sure how many more film breakdowns I'll do. We'll do specific ones that's just tied to us, right? But I don't know, right? But I did do the film breakdown on Phil Maffa. But want to talk about something. Yeah, boss, bro. I'm like, who are these people breaking down the Dallas Cowboys? I've never seen you around these parts before. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, bro, everyone's breaking down Cowboys film. And I'm just like, I saw like 42 damn Phil Maffa breakdowns. And I was like, you know what? Y'all got it. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all need this algorithm more than me. Y'all can have it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can have it. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. You know what I'm saying? I was going to do Shamar James, but JC, my bro, JC already broke down Shamar James, so I ain't going to do it twice, man. So if it's someone like Lou or Vach or JC or Boss breaks it down or Okoye breaks it down, okay, cool. Let's go watch that. But there was some people breaking stuff down. You know, I was like, who the hell are you? You know what I'm saying? Where y'all come from? You know, I was like, you know what? Y'all can have it. All right. But I want to talk about something, and this was really inspired yesterday. Last night I caught my dog Boss Cowboy live last night before I went to bed. And funny thing, man, because Boss was talking about a lot, and people in the chat was asking, okay, Boss, how do we overcome it? How do we overcome all these obstacles in Dallas to become a championship contender? And my dog boss said, just pray. You know what I'm saying? Just pray. You know what I'm saying? So before I hit the bed, you know what I'm saying? Got on my knees to pray. I said, Lord, can you just pray? You know what I'm saying? Can you help bless Jerry, bless Brian Schottheimer, bless the Dallas Cowboys? Because I feel like right now that's the only option we got right now is just pray. But I want to talk about something that he kind of spoke about. And, you know, I kind of see this civil divide in our community, right? And I might slightly lean differently from boss, right? Which is okay because we always do that, right? But just pray. You know what I'm saying? Just pray about it, right? So I feel like in today's society, right, everybody's defensive about something, right? Everybody is going to defend themselves about something, right? If I am 300 pounds, I'm going to say big is beautiful, right? You know what I'm saying? Like everyone has these defense mechanisms because social media, the way society is set up these days, everyone puts up their gloves, right? So Tuck, what are you talking about? I'm talking about this divide between casual fans, and I don't want to use diehard because that's a subjective term. I would say informed fans, right? And I feel like when people are called casual fans, they put the dukes up. They put the dukes up. Bro, who are you calling me a casual fan? I've been watching Dallas Cowboys since 1968. Blah, blah, blah. I got 25 jerseys in my closet. I ain't no casual. I ain't no casual fan, right? And I understand that. But what people have to understand, it is okay to be a casual fan. I saw my guy Nick's having this argument on Twitter, right? I'll put myself in this conversation, right? You guys know I'm a Florida State fan. You guys know I'm a Yankees fan. You guys know I'm a Mavs fan. I also watch PSG. I'm also a Vegas Knights fan when it comes to hockey, right? And I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. But outside of the Dallas Cowboys, y'all, I am a casual fan, right? I know about Aaron Judge and Chisholm and, you know, some of those guys on the Yankees, but I don't know our full bullpen, right? I don't know who we got coming up in the minors for the Yankees, you know? But I did go to the ALCS when they play here in Kansas City, and I saw them go to the World Series, right? When it comes to Florida State football, right? I know the starters, but I don't know what 3-star recruit we got at right tackle this year. I don't have the time to really submerge myself in everything with every sport with all of my teams because y'all keep me busy as shit. Y'all ain't even let me play Madden no more, damn near, right? So I don't have the time to watch. I'm a huge Dallas Mavericks fan, right? But I know about Cooper Flagg, but I don't know who we got in the G League. I can't break down Jason Kidd's offensive philosophy. That's just not what I do, right? So it's okay to be a casual fan. People have families and jobs and all sorts of stuff kind of going on. So I rely on people who focus specifically on that area to get my information, right? My dog Matt Lennis was the Matt Lennis, right? He covers Florida State. He writes for Florida State. So I'll hit up Matt, yo, bro, hey, we got any other quarterbacks coming in? Let me know, right? You know, my guy Kevin Gray, who covers the Mavs, you know, hey, yo, Kevin, who else we got? You know what I'm saying? Who else we got? You know, do we got any shooters coming in for the Mavs? Like, I'm talking to them because they specialize in this area, right? And now when it comes to the Cowboys community, right, I get it. Content creators have become rock stars, I guess, right, in our community, right? You have Vach. You know, Vach is such a rock star. He can wear a do-rag on DallasCowboys.com because he's that comfortable, right? You have Aisha, you have Law, you have Mark, you have me, you have Lou, you have Boss. You have so many of these names that kind of have this rock star type of approach, right? Or type of aura, as my kids will say, right? So with that, there does come the negative side where it's just like, I'm tired of these Cowboys content creators, right? I'm tired of them. I'm tired of them. I'm tired of them. I'm sick of them, right? Because what happens, and this is just life, anytime you're winning too much, people just want to see you lose. I saw Dallas Cowboys fans during the Super Bowl that was cheering for the Eagles because they was tired of seeing Pat Mahomes win. You see what I'm saying? So people just get tired of the same people on top, right? So you start becoming combative, you start to become repulsive to these people, you start to become negative, and you start poking holes at them. But what you have to understand, y'all, yes, I started as a Cowboys fan, but that has changed for me, and that has changed for others like Lou and DMV and Boss, and list goes on, right? Because we do extensive work if you're doing this right? If you're doing, you know what I'm saying? If you're doing it right, you're doing extensive work, right? To the fact I have to put my cell phone in my bathroom, which is like 3 rooms down, because I get phone calls in the middle of the night. I was just getting DMs a second ago from a very, very extremely reputable source about some stuff in Dallas, right? I don't get free time anymore, really, when it comes to Dallas Cowboys football. So a lot of us study ad nauseum. Lou is watching film, right? I'm watching hours of film. So if I say, hey, CFO gang, keep your eyes on Zion Childress, it's not because I just picked a random name out of a hat. It's because I was studying the shit out of this kid at Kentucky, and I'm telling y'all, keep your eyes on Zion Childress, right? So what am I really getting at? You know, when it comes to the casual fan versus the informative fan, right? The fan that stays informed, you know, I'll say this selfishly. I envy some of you, the casual fans. I really do. I really do. And this really kind of goes into the reason I'm strongly considering retiring, because you guys just get to turn on your blinders, right? You get to say, we're fine, just believe, right? I believe in Shoddy, or Jay Touye is going to be fine, or Phil Moffat's going to be Emmitt Smith, or, you know, the list goes on and on. We're going to beat Philly. Like, you guys get to have that, and it's a luxury. And I'm telling some of you, enjoy it, right? Enjoy it, embrace it, right? Really embrace it, because I lose that. And I was just having a conversation with somebody. It's like, what people don't understand, when you are real journalists or real media, let's take someone like Patrick Nosey Walker, right? Patrick Nosey Walker, though he came up as a Cowboys fan, he cannot be in the press box in the media room talking about, yeah, Dak, let's fucking go. Like, when you go into like a media room, they remove that. They say no cheering, no clapping, no fans are allowed, right? They have it like posted at AT&T Stadium. Here at Kansas, they have it. There's no cheering, there's no clapping. So you really have to learn how to separate yourself, right? So I get that. Really embrace just being a fan, not knowing any better, going out to camp and getting autographs and screaming, Deuce and CD and Dak, and having no idea who Israel Mukuamu is, and like, really embrace that. But the problem that I'm seeing in our community, we are now trying to tell the people who really research and study, that knows this team like the back of their hand, that they should be like us. You see what I'm saying? It's like, no, boss. I know you watch 9 games of Jay Touye, right? No, Lou. I know you didn't study 2 seasons of Phil Moffa, but you should be like us. And what people have to understand, we can't. We can't. If you want to be respected. Now, there are some Cowboys content creators. They are just purely fans. We them boys. We gonna beat the Eagles. We gonna, right? But I knew for me, in order to grow and accomplish all the things that I was able to accomplish, I had to lose that. That is why we went from Cowboys fans only, right? So some of my other subscribers, my early subscribers, y'all realize we used to be Cowboys fans only. You know, that was the name of the channel. That's where CFO Sports kind of came from. But once I started growing, I was like, bro, like, no one's going to take you serious just being a Cowboys fanboy and saying that we're going to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, who were undefeated at the time, with Garrett Gilbert just because you're a Cowboys fan. So you're going to have to decide. Now, for some of us, our fandom is our superpower, right? For Boss, right? Lou, JC, DMV, me, Rome, that is my superpower, right? And what do you mean by that, Tuck? I smoke the draft, right, every year. Like, you guys have seen it since I've started doing it. Like, damn, Tuck, you are the wizard. You really be on it. You be smoking the draft, right? But I can only smoke the draft for us. You know what I'm saying? Because my fandom is my superpower, right? When it's 2 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday night, or Saturday morning, if you will, right? And I have to decide if I want to play Madden or watch film, my frustration as a Cowboys fan says, Tuck, put the controller down. We need to find a defensive tackle in this draft, or we need to find a wide receiver in this draft. And so that is my superpower. If I was doing this as a job for Kansas City or Cleveland, I ain't watching shit at 2 in the morning for the Chiefs. You know, when I go on Kansas City radio every Wednesday, so to Darren Smith and Michael Coleman, right? I don't lose no sleep. When the Chiefs got Josh Simmons, I ain't lose no sleep. I don't know none of it. I broke it down, good pick, had some injuries, this, that positive, this, negatives, and I kept it moving, right? When they got Brashard Smith, Tito, nope. I promise that person I'm not going to say nothing, right? Told him no, don't even worry about it. Not tweet, no nothing, right? But when they got Brashard Smith, like I don't feel anything, right? When the Chiefs win or Chiefs lose the Super Bowl, I don't feel anything, right? So I think the divide is casual fans, which isn't a negative. You want the informed fan to be blind and naive just like you, and that's not the case for everybody. There's some people who don't even make content, and if I, like Ty Church, if I say, Ty Church, what was old boy, the wide receiver that we had 2 years ago that wore number 85 in preseason, they got cut and went to the Colts, I guarantee you Ty Church will probably come up with the answer just like that. So we do have a portion of our fan base who likes to be informed, who likes to have context, who likes to, see things black and white and to know what's really going on our team, from all the way from Dak Prescott all the way down to Trayshawn Holden. We like to understand how the cap is split, and we understand the restructures of each cap, and we like to see how the roster is built, and we understand Matt Eberflus' scheme, and we know the traits of Shoddy's scheme from Seattle and what really went wrong with Pete Carroll and Shoddy back in Seattle. And we listen to every Shoddy interview. We listen to every Jerry Jones interview. We listen to every Stephen Jones interview. Like, we watch draft content. We're watching college football. We're watching random football games in preseason, trying to find some defensive tackles that might get cut. There is a portion of Cowboys fans who like to be informed. But what happens now, and what's happening now in our community, is that you have a lot of people that's like, no, bro, turn off all that information that you have and just jump in and just have fun. But once you come to the realization, it's hard for you to do that. Boss, every interview. No, and here's the thing, right? Because I know Boss studies and does stuff just like me, right? We don't just listen to a Brian Schottenheimer interview one time. We listen to it the first time as soon as it drops. Then we have to rewind it to re-listen to it. Then we have to go through it to cut the clips to present to y'all ass for the show. So that by the time Shotty's had one press conference, I watched it probably 3 to 4 times. I have all my bookmarks and my timestamps of what he said this specifically, right? I didn't research to make sure to see if he had said something that counters that before, right? So people don't understand that, right? But then what happens is people will come in the Boss Cowboy show, my show, Lou's show, whoever, and just be like, Boss, you tripping. Boss, you tripping. Just believe, right? Boss can never turn things off and just believe because he knows too much, right? He knows way too much. And I gave this analogy on Twitter, and a lot of people were messaging me about it, right? Let me make sure I got this close, right? But I said, let me find this tweet. Hold on, let me find a tweet. Hold on. Let me find it. Right here. Thank you, boss, for go ahead and quote tweeting it. And it's easy to find. All right. So let me show y'all this, right? Boom. All right. So I had said this tweet. All right. People have to understand the Dallas Cowboys are like steak. Amazing. It's my favorite dish. My wife literally has to hide the steaks because she knows I will smoke through some steaks, right? I literally had 2 steaks yesterday and I was in trouble for it. She has to hide the steak. So steak is my favorite dish. Like, I'll eat steak daily if I could, right? But it's amazing. My favorite dish. I could eat it every day. But if you worked in a slaughterhouse and saw how it's really made, it will make you sick to your stomach, right? So my wife, she is from Nebraska, okay? And we all know Omaha beef, steak, right? My wife is from Nebraska. My wife, when I try to tell her to take a bite of my steak, it's like she's on Fear Factor or some shit. Like, she will not touch steak. She don't touch no hamburger, but she's not vegan or vegetarian. So why is that, Tuck? Because where she grew up in Nebraska is literally 2 blocks away from the slaughterhouse. You could smell the cows. You could smell it on field trips. They used to go to the slaughterhouse. And so my wife saw all of that and was like, I can't touch none of that red meat or none of that steak. I can't, right? Now, if I grew up seeing cows get their throat slits and having that smell every time I stood out my house, I probably wouldn't like steak the way that I love steak right now. All right, y'all following? So I'm now in a situation, like I'm telling you guys, I know too much. I do envy you blind Cowboys fans that don't know any better. But if you really break down and dissect this organization like a lot of us do, you will realize how unserious we are about winning, and this photo and Netflix series is the burden of proof in all of the evidence that you need. Right? This is when my phone started. What's wrong, Tuck? What's wrong? What's wrong with the photo, Tuck? What's wrong? Well, let me elaborate on what's wrong. Right now, it is August 12th. We are in the middle of camp. We have football kicking off as we gear up to play the Super Bowl champions on the road, opening night in front of the whole world, right? Our main player, our most important piece to our success, is disgruntled and unsigned right now, right? We have a brand new coaching staff who's trying to bring culture, a new identity, a new look when it comes to Dallas Cowboys football, right? We have a defensive coordinator who's returning back, hoping to establish some dominance. We are coming off a 7-win season where our quarterback was injured. Since then, we had nothing but frustration since that Green Bay loss. Our starting left tackle, who we drafted 2 years ago, is injured. Our premier cornerback, injured. Our first-round defensive tackle, Emmazi Smith, is playing decent, but he's struggling. There's some concerns when it comes to defensive tackle. This shit's not important right now. This shit's not important right now. It's not at all. At all. This shit is not important right now. This shit, right? Beautiful photo, beautiful family, beautiful people. This shit does not help me versus Philly. This shit don't help me and help us stop the run. This is glitz and glamour overshadowing the real reason a lot of us are here. Is football. That's the real reason I'm here, because I'm a fan of Dallas Cowboys football. Maybe some of y'all like the lights and all the extra stuff. I don't know, right? To each his own. I am here because when I was a young child, back when y'all are gamblers, if you want to call it, I saw a team that was dominant. I saw a team that had swagger. I saw a team that was winning, right? I saw a team of players with confidence, right? Big personalities, a vibrant head coach who was charming and was stern and tough. I am here because of football reasons. This is branding. This is marketing, right? And I get it, right? It's the show, but you had all fucking year for this. You had all fucking year for this. Couldn't have dropped this shit in May. Couldn't have dropped into May. You had to wait until we are gearing up in the middle of camp, preseason games going on. This is when you had to do this shit now. Right now. In the middle of it. Middle of August. Right? Right in the middle. Now we're about to be on Hard Knocks 2. How many cameras do we need? How much glitz and glamour do we need? So when you tell a Dallas Cowboys fan like myself, like Stephen White, right? Like Nate Brown, right? Like Mike Smoke, like Richard, right? When you tell us, hey, we have not yet spoken to Micah Parsons' agent, who is one of the most important pieces to your football success, I question, what the fuck are you doing in your free time? I question it. I question, so you haven't spoken to Micah Parsons' agent, but in your free time, we doing blue carpet events. It's a dude. I question that. Now, if Micah Parsons takes a random Tuesday and does a podcast from the comfort of his own home, all hell breaks loose when it comes to Cowboys fans, right? We don't have a defensive tackle. Cornerback room is lethargic. Our defensive leader isn't even there. Running backs, who knows who's going to happen. Left tackle situation a little shaky. Nate Thomas played all right, but that's not Philly. And you chose your free time. This was your priority. This was your priority. While the team that we play opening night in front of the whole world to open the NFL, they said, you know what? We have some young corners in Cooper DeJean and Quinn Mitchell, but this Kylie Ringo shit, not feeling too good. They made a trade and got the Jackrabbit Corey Bennett. The Eagles just brought in one of our 7th round draft picks defensive tackles in Justin Rogers, and Justin Rogers would probably be starting for us right now, defensive tackle, right? But they brought him in as an extra layer. So the Eagles are out focusing on winning championships and football shit. And we doing movie premieres. Movie premieres. Movie premieres. Heard it was a wonderful event. But this was your priority. This, right now, Cowboys Nation, is a slap in the face to my dog Matt Lennox, who'll be out there lot 10 with me, right? This is a slap in the face to B. Bird. This is a slap in the face to B. Hill. This is a slap in the face to me. This is a slap in the face to Lou. This is a slap in the face to Boss. This is a slap in the face for Rail. This is a slap in the face for Steve, Nate, CB. The list goes on and on. This is a slap in the face to all of us Dallas Cowboys fans who truly care about winning. It's I didn't do a video on it. I think DMV, y'all did it. My mama called me last night, talked to me about it. I just kept playing Madden. It's a slap in the face that this is your priority. This is your priority. Dan Quinn took some of your coaches and some of your players and accomplished shit you ain't did since this Netflix series, right? Now, I'll tell you guys this, and I had this conversation, I said it publicly, and I'm not going to say his name, right? I talked to a former Dallas Cowboys player who went to the Commanders, and I told CFO Game the story, right? So it's not new, right? And the thing that he told me on the phone was, hey, yo, Tuck, it's different here. What Dan's building is crazy. We are about to be a problem, right? And even at that point, I was like, yeah, all right, bro. Here's the spoiler to that, y'all. That was before the draft and they even got Jaden Daniels. That was before they even got Jaden Daniels. When he hit me and was like, oh, this shit's gonna be different in Washington. I was like, Washington, the fuck? Like, no, it ain't. You know what I'm saying? You just excited. He's like, bro, it's gonna be different, I promise you. I'm just like, how? You know what I'm saying? What do they got? And you know what he told me? He said, Tuck, here in Washington, it's just football. I can just go to work. What do you mean? He was like, I ain't got to do no extra shit, bro. He said, Dan got us chilling. We vibing. It's just we go to the weight room. We put in work. It's just football here. Ain't none of that extra. Yeah. But it's still Washington, though. Tucking ain't none of that extra, bro. It's just football. I can go to work, do my job, and go home to my family. I ain't got to worry about it. Yeah, DMV, B-Rob told you that in person, too. I remember, bro, we were all freaking out like, what the hell is they doing in Washington? This was before they even, I promise you guys, if I'm lying, I'm flying. This was before they even got Jaden Daniels. Before. I have former players of the Dallas Cowboys who followed Dan Quinn that was telling me on the phone it was going to be different, and they didn't even have a quarterback at the time. You know, it's like, what the? Because it's just football, y'all. It's just football. Just football. Just football. Football is the main attraction. You know? If any of you guys have been to like Universal Studios or a theme park or Disney, this is the Dallas Cowboys. Football is just the ride. It's just the roller coaster. But what is Disney and Universal really trying to get you to do? They trying to get you in that pro shop. They're trying to get you to buy the meal plans, right? They want you to buy the photo of you coming off the Hulk screaming, ah, right? That's why they walk your ass as soon as you get off that roller coaster into the pro shop. For those of you who go to Dallas Cowboys football games at AT&T Stadium, my dog Matt Lennox knows this. When you walk into the stadium, where's the entrance? What's the first thing you walk through when you walk in that stadium? Anybody want to guess? You walk right in that pro shop. Right into the pro shop. As soon as you scan your ticket, go through security, boop, boop, you good to go. Go through the doors, right into the pro shop. Playoff time. Every home time we have a fucking playoff game, which is every now and then. Matt, what is our home playoff games? Let me know. Matt will tell you, because he's always out there with me. What is our home playoff games? Oh, Cowboys Nation. We're going to white out the game. We're going to white out the game. Everybody wear your white. And if you need a white shirt. Now, I went to a Minnesota Timberwolves. It was in play. It was right before playoffs, right? It was right before playoffs, right? When I went to a Minnesota Timberwolves game right before they were getting up for playoffs, when I was in Minnesota, me and my wife, right? They had a whiteout game, right? So it's not new. Penn State has it, right? The Minnesota Timberwolves had a whiteout game. Here's the difference, though. Me not even being a Wolves fan, actually a Mavs fan, when I got to my seat, what did I have in my seat? I had a white Minnesota Timberwolves t-shirt to wear. They provided their fans t-shirts. They didn't say, oh, it's a whiteout game, but also, bro, you got to hit that pro shop real quick and get you that all-white Anthony Edwards for $110 too. You know what I'm saying? No, they had the t-shirts right there. Free t-shirt. Free t-shirt night. The hell they gonna do that in Dallas? You gonna have a towel. I got so many damn towels, white towels in my basement. I use them as gym towels. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you don't have a towel. You have a Cowboys towel, a rally towel is what they call them. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't gonna have no shirt? Shit. Give fans a free shirt for coming to a playoff game? Fuck if we is. Let me show you guys this. Hold on. I'm gonna show you. This ain't no uncapping. Hold on. It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. It's crazy. Hold on. I'm gonna show you guys this. Let me pull this up. Now I told you guys, right? I'm a Vegas Knights fan, right? Now, do I watch hockey like every night? No, right? But I am not a season ticket holder for the Vegas Knights at all, right? I just go to the games when I'm out in Vegas. I'm actually going to be there Friday, right? I have this email. Let me see that zoom in. Hold on. Focus. This email, you probably can't see because it's white, right? Email from the Vegas Knights. Okay? What is this email asking me? The Vegas Knights are inviting me and my wife this weekend for open house to tour T-Mobile Arena, meet some of the players, and I guess it's another event going on, right? Giveaways, behind-the-scene tours, right? The Vegas Knights, I'm not even a season ticket holder at all. I just go to their games when I'm in Vegas, right? So I messaged them back, right? Like, hey, I'm going to be in Vegas, but we don't get there until like 8 o'clock, so unfortunately I won't be able to attend, but hey, go Knights. Guess what happened? Crazy. No, I'm telling you, I'm not a season. I promise you, I'm not a season ticket holder when it comes to Preseason night. Right? Somebody from the Vegas Knights called me and said if I can't make it Friday, they will make an exception for me and would love to have me and my wife out to tour T-Mobile Arena on Saturday if I can make that possible. Like, I'll talk to my wife. I mean, it's her birthday. I'm not sure if she wants to go tour and meet hockey players, but you know what I'm saying? But they reached out to me because I meant that much to the Vegas Knights as a fan who's not even a season ticket holder. We get none of that as season ticket holders for Jerry's World. My guy Mike Tagg even told you guys, like, he's done with it, right? Told him if you don't like it, the season ticket guy told Mike Tagg, if you don't like it, then you can sell your tickets. Every team usually does that, but Mr. Krabs, we ain't get, bro. I got a gift bag from the Cowboys 2021. It was like 2021. They gave me like a backpack and that little thing, that little zip up that I had on the draft, and like a Cowboys Club hat. There used to be a call every year for season ticket holders where we could talk to Jerry and Steven. We haven't had that since 2021. Chiefs fans who are season ticket holders, they get special access to camp out at St. Joe, right? Access to the players, right? All sorts of stuff as season ticket. They get a special pass. We don't get none of that. And why do we not get any of that? They already got your money. They don't need you. They've already built their brand. They can do whatever they want to. It's already established. So, yeah, I know we play Philly week 1, Tuck, and we got this Netflix to drop. What you going to do about it, right? What you going to do about it? Y'all don't watch anyways, huh? Whatever, right? Right? They treat Cowboys fans like that guy who has a girl and knows she ain't going to leave. You see what I'm saying? That's how they treat us. Yeah, I'll be back. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Where are you going? Yeah, I'll be back. Hey, you were out all night with your phone off. Yeah, it happens like that sometimes. That's how they treat us, right? And they insult our intelligence. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Cowboys Nation. Until the Dallas Cowboys decide to make, as the kids say, the main thing, until they decide to make football the main attraction, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Now, could it still happen? Yeah, right? There are kids who still grow up, go to college, and get good jobs, right, and become great parents, even though they grew up in a dysfunctional home full of addicts, right? But I guarantee you, you're not betting on that kid. It's probably like a 1 out of 100 in that neighborhood that makes it out. So in order for the Dallas Cowboys to make it out with all this dysfunction, somebody just has to be extremely special and extraordinary. So like Boss was saying last night, pray. That's all we can do, Cowboys Nation, is hope that Brian Schottenheimer is extraordinary. He has to be the avatar. He has to be that one, right? That can not go opposite or oppose the Joneses, he has to code switch, right? And a lot of y'all who have corporate jobs or just jobs, we all code switch whether you want to admit it or not, right? Tuck, what is code switching, right? You ever work at like a call center? Oh, thank you for calling AT&T. This is Jay Tuck. How may I help you? Oh, I see you're calling from Nebraska. How's the weather there? Amazing. Well, I'm here to help and service you. How can I help you? Oh, yeah, no problem. You've been having some text message concerns. I'll be more than happy to help. Do you mind if I place you on a brief hold for just a few moments while I do some research? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being an AT&T customer. Put him on mute. Man, this bitch ass. Fuck. Hate this stupid ass job. These dumb ass. You're code switching. Right? That's code switching. We all do it. Don't act like you don't. We all code switch at the job. Right? Brian Schottenheimer has to somehow figure out how to execute, win, but code switch without letting the Joneses catch on him. Yeah, boss, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's with some code switching. You know what I'm saying? Like, we with some code switchers. Everybody code switches. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, like, frown up on it. Like, oh, man, you code switching. Yeah, I can't call and be like, yeah, thank you for calling AT&T. What's good with you? Shit. Oh, your text message up? Okay, well, shit. Hey, hold on real quick and let me check that shit out for you. Nah, bro. You got code switch. Right? All code switch. You know what I'm saying? People always laugh at me for my code switch. I code switch the hell out of at work, right? And I close the deal, you know? Yeah, y'all code switch. Brian Schottenheimer has to code switch when it comes to the Joneses, right? He has to pick his battles. Because Brian Schottenheimer has gotten the opportunity to sit back and saw where Mike McCarthy made the mistakes, right? See, Mike McCarthy, he ain't code switch. Mike McCarthy, he ain't code switch. Mike McCarthy went out there, man. Hey, dog, I ain't with this whole Zeke shit. I ain't with this key Zeke shit, dog. This is some bullshit. Hey, man. Hey, Kellen Moore, there's no bum-ass option routes, man. I don't even do with that shit, bro. That shit. You know what I'm saying? Mike McCarthy ain't code switch. You know what I'm saying? He was just like, man, I ain't doing that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah. You know what I'm saying? He ain't code switch. Brian Schottenheimer has to learn the code switch. So when Jerry comes out there, hey guys, hey, do you mind if you could change the music up a little bit, right? You change the music up a little bit, you know, because we got some sponsors coming in today, and it's Friends and Family Day. So can we just maybe mix it up a little bit? Yeah. Thanks, bud. Brian has to, oh, yeah, Jerry. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah. Well, hey, Jerry, man, what do you like to hear? You want to hear some AC/DC? Oh, man, I love AC/DC. That gets me fired up. Man. Oh, yeah. What else? Oh, yeah. Oh, a little Jolene. Oh, yeah, man, I love that song. That was one of my dad's favorite songs, Jerry. Yeah, we'll add it to the playlist. Sure, bud. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. And then when Jerry moves on and walks on, hey, CD, bro, turn that bullshit off, bro. You know what I'm saying? Crank that shit back up. Like, you got to be able to play that game, right? Because if he's like, no, this is getting my guys excited. We want the energy up. This is what they're picking. This is what they want to listen to. This is what they want to do. It's going to be bad. So he, Jolene, oh, that shit, right? Oh, yeah, love it. That's my favorite. Love it, right? Brian Schottenheimer has to code switch with the Joneses, right? So give up the front, give up the appearance. There's going to be some battles he's going to lose, all right? You know what I'm saying? Shit. Y'all want to rest every fucking body in preseason? Everybody? All right, cool. Whatever. All right, well, Marshawn, we'll have you go out there. Damn, y'all want to arrest Marshawn Nealon too? All right, shit, who's going to play, right? So Brian Schottenheimer can't go up there and say, hey, typically what I like to do, or what Pete used to like to do when he was in Seattle, his starters played, right? Because we remember when Tony Romo got hurt, that was against some starters, right? Y'all remember when Zeke trucked Cam Chancellor and we were all like, oh, in preseason, right? So where Shotty came from in Seattle, they played starters in preseason. But right now, Shotty has to code switch to appease these people, right? You got code switch. Got code switch to appease them, but also let, hey, all right, some of y'all ain't playing in preseason, but these next few practices when we get home got to be brutal. Because think about this. Let's say the preseason trend remains, so we have, 2 more preseasons left, right? Micah's out, right? Nealon's out. Sam Williams, Kenneth Murray, Jack Sanborn, Osa Digizua, Dante Fowler, Malik Hooker, and Donovan Wilson, and Deron Bland. Let me know in the chat, do you guys want the first time they are taking and tackling and taking someone down to the ground since Washington last year be versus the Super Bowl champs? A team that already struggled defensively, you want their first game of wrapping up and tackling and driving your feet and finishing tackles with 10 players I listed, 11 players I damn near listed, to be versus Saquon Barkley and the Eagles. Oh, man. You had them. Saquon was just breaking tackles. Well, yeah, it's the first time you've been tackling since December. You ain't been tackled since December last year. We gonna experiment versus Saquon. And a quarterback that squats 500 pounds, that's where we all going just. Right? So it's frustrating, right? Vinny, right? Welcome, Vinny. Do you want to get these guys hurt before we play the Eagles and have nobody playing now? How did Tyler Guyton get hurt, Vinny? How did Jadon Blue get hurt, Vinny? Mozzie was limping around. How'd he get hurt, Vinny? Kalen Carson blew his back out. How'd he get hurt, Vinny? Jake Ferguson had a back issue. How'd he get hurt, Vinny? How'd he get hurt? How'd he get hurt? You said Landon Dickerson for Philly get hurt. Was that a preseason game or was that practice? Right? Diggs tore his ACL in a preseason game or was it practice? My guy Gerald McCoy tore his ACL. Was that a preseason game or was it practice? Hey, fun fact. Football is a violent collision sport. You could get hurt anywhere. You get hurt anywhere. It's not that if you hold all the players out for preseason, we're safe. That's not how you protect it. Not how you protect it. Okay, Overshown got hurt his first time in preseason. Okay, and then where'd he get hurt the second time? In the game. right? Shit happens. It's football, y'all. It's football. People gonna get hurt. You know how many injuries we had last year? We set players out preseason last year and had injuries all across the board. Maybe if you had your body right for the season and you're used to taking punishment before week 1, maybe you wouldn't have as many injuries. Have you thought about that? Like, yeah, players get hurt. Players get hurt all the time at practice. Preseason. Didn't, who was it, McFadden got hurt at the pool or some shit? Players get hurt. You see what I'm saying? So you can't bubble wrap, right? And here's what I'm saying, that Vinny. I'm not coming at you crazy, right? But here's what I'm saying, Vinny. The problem with what you're saying is countering everything your head coach and Brian Schottenheimer has been preaching all offseason, right? That's the problem. If you've been preaching physicality, toughness, competitiveness, no job is safe, well, wouldn't we all agree Javonte Williams feels extremely safe right now? Right? Wouldn't you think that Javonte Williams feels extremely safe right now? So how are you going to award a RB1? I think Lewis said this on Twitter, right? How are you going to reward someone as the RB1 or RB2 or win a running back competition when you're not even going to be able to judge and critique and analyze in true tackle situations until week 1? You see what I'm saying? Now, another thing about that, because Vinny, I mean, you're not the first one to say that, right? If you say, Tuck, you know, you shouldn't be having these players out there in preseason because they can get hurt, then I shouldn't have seen Sam Williams' ass running around versus the Rams, right? I shouldn't have seen Tyler Smith out there versus the Rams. I shouldn't have seen CD out there versus the Rams. I shouldn't have seen George Pickens out there versus the Rams. I shouldn't have seen Kevontae Turpin out there versus the Rams. I shouldn't have seen Dak Prescott out there versus the Rams, right? I shouldn't have seen Osa out there versus the Rams. If you're going to bench them, bench them. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to bubble wrap them, bubble wrap them. But like I said, it's counterintuitive, like you just said, bro, to everything you've been preaching. So it's going to be up to Shotty to be able to navigate these waters, y'all, and all of this. I mean, we had it. We had it, man. We really had it. Trill, you said Dak can't get touched, though. He can. He's not supposed to get touched, but he can get touched. Right? I remember a play, 2 years ago when Micah was rushing off the edge and he got tripped up and he rolled into Dak's legs. This is when he came off the ankle injury, right? And we all almost threw up. He can get touched. He's not supposed to get touched. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? He can get touched. So, yeah. But we had it, y'all. We had it. It was almost there. And we let him off the hook. We had the Joneses. Jerry wasn't talking. Didn't show up to the Senior Bowl. Wasn't addressing anything at the Combine. They was scrambling, trying to get things done. And then once they got that George Pickens trade, y'all, it was like the Homelander meme. He just, we safe. Oh, they like the Pickens shit. They like Pickens. Man, shit. We good now. We back up. Tickets started selling, jerseys started flying, they started being aggressive in free agency. They ain't did shit else. They went right back to it. After we got to George Pickens, they said, we are donezo here. Right? Back to scrutinizing players publicly in the media. Now, I done business for quite some time in my little old lifetime, right? I am sure that Jerry had some negotiations with Netflix to get the deal done for this documentary. And there may have been some back and forth, possibly, right? Of things that Jerry might have wanted and some things that possibly Netflix and directors may have wanted. Did Jerry go out and ever slander Netflix publicly to get the job done? Did Jerry go out there and slander AT&T when he was going through the deal negotiations for the stadium licensing right? Did Jerry go out there and slander Miller Lite? What's the other one? The DraftKings, right? DraftKings Lounge. Did he go out there and slander DraftKings publicly in negotiations or Coinbase or whoever? If you don't slander and smear campaign and create a circus in negotiations with these other companies and corporate entities, why you gotta do it with the players? Why you gotta do it with the players when it comes to negotiation? Why you ain't publicly shoot at Netflix? Get the deal done. Right? Why you get to pick and choose? Why you get to pick and choose? If negotiations, and it's just a business tactics and a part of business and handling tough business, you're not having just tough business conversations when it comes to just the players. No. All the concerts that comes into town, all the boxing events. Yeah, Jay, the Pickens trade was a shut up sign. I mean, it was a massive. It wasn't a shut up sign. It was a shut the hell up signing, right? But still, there's still work to do. See what I'm saying? Now, Vinny, yeah. So I want to talk about that real quick, right? So to everyone in the chat, man, we got over 200 people watching right now. Appreciate you all. Subscribe to the channel, like the content, let everybody know we're live at lunch. Probably staying for about 30 more minutes. I have the NFC East Roundtable show tonight on Roundtable Sports. If you love college football, I'm doing the college football show on Roundtable Sports every Monday and Thursday. We're breaking down stuff, breaking down draft prospects already. So definitely tune in. But I heard, because DMV, she's my dog DMV, he made a video on this, right? Yeah, once all them shiesty masks sold out, they said they was good. You know what I'm saying? But I saw what DMV said about the Emmitt Smith interview, right? And we talked about this, off the grid in our chat, right? And I understand what Emmitt is saying is that, okay, as players, when they had the dark cloud or the shadow and the drama of Jerry moving on from Jimmy to Barry, that they just had to overcome it, right? So it's on the players to overcome it, right? Which I do agree with Emmitt Smith saying that the players just do have to overcome it, right? But here is where I disagree with Emmitt slightly, right? Love Emmitt, that's my dog, right? The difference with you, Emmitt, Troy, Prime, Michael Irvin, Daryl Johnson, you know what I'm saying? All the greats, Jay Novacek, right? You already had Jimmy Johnson install that culture, that dog, that fight, that swagger, that hunger, that football mentality, that us against the world already in you. Right? You already had it installed in you. So even when they moved on from Jimmy to Barry, you were already established champions, MVPs, like all of that, right? So you already knew what your identity was because that's how Jimmy molded you guys. So it was easy for you to just get Barry Switzer and just be like, okay, right? And we fought on and won a Super Bowl because Jimmy's already installed all that in you guys. Jimmy installed that fight. He installed that toughness. Jimmy installed the middle finger to Jerry in front office already in you, so you guys could rally and win in spite of Jerry and young Steven at the time. See what I'm saying? You already had that, right? It's like, you know, us as parents, right? Some of our kids, when we install like good manners and good stuff into them, they'll be good as adults. We already installed it, right? No matter if my kids are at school, church, the basketball court, wherever, it's yes, sir, no, sir, right? I've installed that in them since they were little. So it doesn't matter if they're at camp or wherever, they already know when as an adult, deservingly, address them as sir, ma'am, no ma'am, yes ma'am, right? I've installed that in them. But this team right now, they ain't got nothing installed in them. Who has installed it? They don't have it. There's no swagger. There's no confidence. There's no championship DNA. There's no, hey, you know, no toughness, no grit. Hey, we don't need the front office. Like, they don't have that installed into them. We need someone to upload it. Pause if you want it. You know what I'm saying? Into them. And then, yeah, right? I felt like, let's say, the Chiefs moved on from Andy Reid, even though I think Andy Reid's a phenomenal coach, right? They already have championship DNA in them. If you were to put Brian Schottenheimer in Kansas City, that Pat Mahomes, Kelsey, Chris Jones, like they already kind of know what it is. It's already been installed in them. We don't have that. So it's hard to overcome something when you never even had to even do that. You see what I'm saying? So I do agree slightly when it comes to Emmett. In order, y'all, for the Dallas Cowboys to be championship winners and champions again, I think Boss said this last night. I know some of you might log off right now when I say this. The only way it's going to happen is if Dak Prescott hair turns blonde, fire starts glowing out of his veins, and he goes Super Saiyan 1,000, and he just has that gear. And it can happen. It can happen, right? I mentioned earlier when we first started the show, I'm a Mavs fan, right? Huge Dallas Mavericks fan, right? What happened? I don't know what it was. I don't know who said what. Oh, I missed some super chats. My bad, y'all. I didn't even see him come in. My bad. My dog Matt Lennox, appreciate the $10 super chats. And salute, big dog. Appreciate you, my dog. Can't wait to link up in Dallas. B-Bird, appreciate you, bro. That photo wouldn't be so bad if it was an NFL owner and his family, but it's the GM and VP during training camp while all issues that we have still remain. Facts, bro. Facts. That's not just the owner, right? Not just the owner. You see what I'm saying? But I'm saying, it happened in Dallas. I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure what was said or done. But just 1 year, Dirk just said, I got this shit. And I don't care if you're saying KD and Harden and Westbrook my way, or LeBron and Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade or Brandon Roy. I don't give a damn about none of it. I will not be denied. And Dirk just did it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what made it so crazy, because Dirk just, you know what I'm saying? So it can happen. But is the odds in her favor? No. Not really. Right? If you're an informed Cowboys fan, like I mentioned earlier, you wouldn't bet that we're Super Bowl champions right now. Right? If you're a casual, you probably would, right? And like I said earlier, there's nothing wrong with being a casual fan. My brother Donnie, right? And some of you have been to the games, you know what I'm saying, and been to my tailgate. You probably met my brother Donnie. My brother Donnie is a big Dallas Cowboys fan, right? He's one of my biggest supporters. You know what I'm saying? He saw all this happening before it even happened. You know, he was like, yo, Tuck, you know what I'm saying? Yo, bro. He was like, bro, I pray to God, and God told me one day you're going to be a big voice for the Dallas Cowboys and making sports news all over the world. I said, all right, bro, you know what I'm saying? And so now, you know what I'm saying? I talked to my brother Donnie yesterday. Talked to him, I was going for my walk. He said, bro, talk to me. He was like, everybody's hating on Dak, right? But I feel like Dak is going to have one of his best seasons, and he's going to be playing at an MVP level. I was like, I agree, right? And so he brought one of his homeboys on the phone for me to talk to him and tell him, like, yeah, see, my brother who covers the Cowboys said Dak can be at an MVP level. And so I'm talking to the guy, right? You know what I'm saying? And my brother Donnie says, yeah, man, I got Dak throwing for like 6,000 yards this year. Ooh, 6,000? It's a little, you know. But he was so pumped up about Dak and the Cowboys, and that his bro was like saying that Dak could play the MVP level. He felt like 6,000 was obtainable for Dak. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want to embarrass him because he had his homeboy on the phone. I was like, you know, you just never know. You know what I'm saying? Knowing damn well, shit ain't happening. I was like, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? They can have a good, I was like, I'm trying to like dance around, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, they can have a good season. But my brother Donnie, it just said Dak for 6,000 yards. And I'm just like, but see, my brother Donnie, besides my show and other shows, like he'll watch like Boston, West Coast, and you know, all sorts of stuff like that, right? But he's not in tune with everything like I am, right? I know my football brain, 6,000 yards ain't no damn way. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no damn way, because that's the informative side. But him just being a passionate Cowboys fan, happy his team is back, happy Dak is healthy. He's just whoa. Right? He was the one that when we went on a tour, he was just so excited to touch everything, see everything, you know, like it was like his biggest thing. You know? See, Trill, I mean, I'm saying Dak, I mean, shit. I mean, if you like it, I love it. You know what I'm saying? But see, yeah, so there's nothing wrong with being a casual fan, y'all. But what has to happen in our community specifically, I can't speak for other communities, the casual fan, embrace it. Embrace yourself, but stop trying to pull the informative fans to be more like you. Right? If you want to watch the Netflix series, then watch the Netflix series. But don't be mad at Tuck and others for saying, man, I'll watch this shit next year. It's not a priority right now. Because the informative fan knows we got bigger issues. We got bigger issues than this, right? We got bigger issues than this. You know what I'm saying? We got much bigger issues than that, right? So it's like, I get it, y'all. It's frustrating. It hurts. It sucks, honestly. It really does suck, y'all. Because for me specifically, I've been around championship contenders the last 3 years, covering them closely. And it hit me that it's not where our focus is. We're not close to that. Hate Philly. Hate Philly's guts. It makes me sick to my stomach. Like, you know, like it really does. But the one thing I'll say about the Eagles, and people might be mad at me for this, but I don't care if it's the Eagles or anybody watching this show right now. If you set out a goal and you put out 100% effort to go get that shit and you go get it, I have to tip my hat. I cannot hate. I can't hate. If you set a goal and you put 100% of effort into making that goal a reality and you accomplish that, I can't hate on you for that, doing that, for being a man of your word. Right? So while we were talking, all in, you know what I'm saying? We was on the hot mics, all in. We going all in. We was talking a good game. Philly sat back quietly and said, no, I'm going to go do that shit. And went out there and did it. I can't hate that as much as they even hit the Eagles. We talked it up. Oh, yeah, all in. All in. Yeah, all in. Mm-hmm. All in. All this and right? And Philly just sat back and said, shit, let me go get Saquon Barkley. There wasn't even lead up to that, right? It wasn't a spectacle. It wasn't like, okay, there's massive rumors going on that Saquon could be acquired by the Philadelphia Eagles and build up, and you heard Howie Roseman. They just went out there and just did that shit. There wasn't no build up. There was no red carpet. You know what I'm saying? It was no red carpet, blue carpet. They just went out there and did what needed to be done. I'm at the point, Cowboys Nation, I don't want to hear the talking. I don't want you to sell me anymore, Jerry. This should be the hashtag for my dog Boss Cowboy. I'm going to let him have it, right? This should be the hashtag, Cowboys Nation. Don't sell me, show me. That's the new tagline for this season. Don't sell me. Don't sell me. Don't sell me. The Dallas Cowboys are the biggest, brightest football brand, and we do everything bigger in Texas, and we this and we that, and we this and we that, and we this and we that. Don't sell me. Show me. Don't sell me, right? Because when you really are that person, you ain't gotta sell nobody shit. If you go to the gym every morning and you put in work and you eat right and eat healthy and you in shape, you don't have to sell me that you put in work. I see it. Dog, you ripped. Damn, dog. You jacked, bro. Right? You be on it. You ain't gotta sell it to me. Oh yeah, what if I told you that my workout routine is the best? You ain't gotta sell me nothing. I see it. Unfortunately, Jerry's a salesman, right? And so typically when people have to talk about themselves a lot, hype things up a lot, sell things up a lot, it's because they know the product isn't a quality. Right? For someone who's been in sales, like I said, sales pretty much my entire life, right? When I know I'm working for a company and the product that we offer is much better than our competitors, and then what you have, I call it laydowns, right? Because I don't have to sell you anything. Oh, they're charging you 9% for your portfolio management. Well, here's our rate of returns. So we average double the rate of returns, and also our price point is actually lower at 3%. So we're saving you a net value and giving you higher returns. I don't have to sell shit. The product speaks for itself. You see what I'm saying? You ain't gotta. Do you think that Howie Roseman and Lurie right now have to sell some excitement to Eagles fans right now to get them out there week 1 versus the Cowboys? Or just seeing the Super Bowl banner drop is going to be enough? Right? We don't need the Ringling Brothers and Barnacle Bailey shit. Right? We're always selling. And oh, I think that this, and oh, and look at this, and Brian Schottenheimer was this, and this was, oh, we had the best draft class, and oh, Dak Prescott is this, and oh, we got, and whoa, we got, and but look at all. Why are you constantly trying to sell me, bro? We got, show me. Right? Ooh, quick mass, love it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's that sales background, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, all about your net. I'm saying we want your net, right? Get your net. But this right here, salute to my sis BLS. She had this clip. Let me play this clip for y'all. Right? This is selling. This right here is selling.
I do believe if we're not being looked at, then I'll do my part to get us looked at. The Cowboys are a soap opera 365
The
days.
screening will begin
When it gets slow,
momentarily.
I'll stir it up.
Please take your
And
seats.
so it's wonderful to have the great athletes, have the great players, but there's something more there. There's sizzle, there's emotion, and if you will, there's controversy.
That's not AI. Cowboys Nation, this is not AI. This is right from the blue carpet. Listen to us again.
I do believe if we're not being looked at, then I'll do my part to get us looked at. The Cowboys
If
are
we're not being looked at, I will do my part to get us looked at.
soap opera 365
The
days.
screening will begin
Soap opera 365 days a year.
When it gets slow,
momentarily.
I'll stir it up.
Please take your
When it gets low, I'll stir it up.
And
seats.
so it's wonderful to have the great athletes, have the great
Though, it's wonderful to have some great athletes and shit. You know what I'm saying? Having a good football team, though that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Though it's cool.
players, but there's something more there. There's sizzle.
There's something more that they're after. So having a good football team, though having a good football team is cool, right? There's something more.
There's emotion, and if you will, there's controversy.
There's emotion, and if you will, there's controversy. Dallas Cowboys fans,
believe,
Cowboys Nation.
If we're not being looked at, then I'll do my part to get us looked at. The Cowboys are a soap opera 365
The
days.
screening will begin
When it gets slow,
momentarily.
I'll stir it up.
Please take your
And
seats.
so it's wonderful to have the great athletes, have the great players, but there's something more there. There's sizzle, there's emotion, and if you will, there's controversy.
Cowboys Nation. Our rivals isn't Philly, fuck Philly, if you will. Our rivals isn't the Giants. What's holding us back isn't Dak Prescott. Mike McCarthy wasn't the issue. Dan Quinn, obviously, wasn't the issue. Jerry Jones will do more damage and prevent the Cowboys from winning a Super Bowl more than Jalen Hurts could ever do or will ever do. More than Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes. And Pat Mahomes, Andy Reid, Jalen Hurts will be long gone. San Francisco 49ers, Kyle Shanahan's scheme, and all the motions will be long gone. We can't beat him. This is who we can't beat. This is who has our number. This is the one who 40 burgers us year after year after year after year. He literally said, y'all, that wasn't AI. He said, though having players and these athletes, I mean, that's cool. There's more than that. There's sizzle. Though, that's cool. I mean, having a good team, having some good players is cool and shit, but if there's no drama around it, no sizzle around it, he doesn't want it. Soap opera, 365 days a year. So let me kind of dissect that. Let's say Shotty is who we hope he is. Shotty gets off to a 5-game winning streak. Dak Prescott is on track for 6,000 yards. You know what I'm saying? George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb is going crazy. And we are surprising a lot of people. He's not okay with that. No, he's not okay with that. What he is going to do is stir up some sizzle, stir up some controversy, stir up some drama, because that is what he's after. Winning football games isn't enough. It's no longer Tuck saying that. It's no longer Boss saying that, or DMV or whoever, Lou saying that. He's saying that. He's telling you out of his own mouth, just right in that clip, Cowboys Nation, that winning football games isn't just enough. Though having players and athletes is cool, right? There's more. Now, if you notice, he didn't even mention winning, and he didn't say the word winning and none of that shit, right? He didn't say winning and none of that shit, right? He didn't even say winning. He said, though having players and athletes is cool, there's more to that. The sizzle. We win 10 wins in a row. Jerry would spark up Joe Milton combos just for sizzle. Let me step that back and remix that just a little bit slightly. Yeah, he would, right, CB? If Joe Milton would have had a Shador-like performance on Saturday, he would have sizzled it. He would have sizzled it. If Joe Milton had a Shador-like performance and the whole world was talking about how good Joe Milton looked, your owner/GM would have sizzled it. You sizzled it and created controversy in storylines to overshadow the football team. He would have. He would have. He would have. And it sucks, y'all. It sucks for me. It sucks for you. Because we care about football. We love Dallas Cowboys football. It's just extra. It's just extra for them. Though the having players and athletes is cool, you know what I'm saying? I want the sizzle. I want the stories. I want the soap opera. I want the drama. So that is just where we're at, Cowboys Nation. It's unfortunate. I hate it for these players. When I sit back and see players like Dez who put their lives on the line, Jason Witten. You know, Jason Witten is probably going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer and has played in 0 games of any relevancy. Sean Lee's in his Hall of Fame game. I think, is he in the Hall of Fame class? I think Sean Lee's in it, right? Dez is in it, right? But Sean Lee played in 0 relevant games, right? The biggest game in Dez's career, Jason Witten's career, Tony Romo's career, great legendary players, was the possibility to possibly go to the NFC Championship game. Because we want the sizzle, the drama, the soap opera, the show. And until we get past that, Cowboys Nation, in closing, I apologize. It sucks. It's not going to happen. Whether you're casual, informative, or whatever you want to classify yourself as, till we fix that real problem, it's going to be the same old, whether it's Jason Garrett to Mike McCarthy to Brian Schottenheimer to Jason Witten. It just is what it is, man. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like I said, I went improv at lunch. Wasn't planning on going like that long, but you know what I'm saying? I had to get this out because a lot of people were asking me about it. And I'm just like, hold on, let me just turn my camera on. So for all the people on the Twitter and stuff, right, watch the video because I said everything I need to say. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, Tuck, what's your thoughts on Jerry's comments? Bro, I'm not talking about it again. You know what I'm saying? And another thing you'll learn as a content creator, and I'm sure like other content creators will attest to this, when you're a content creator, you don't like talking about extra football shit outside of football shit. A lot of people call me and be like, yo, let's talk about this. Like, oh, bro, like, I just went live for 2 hours. Like, just watch that shit, please, because I don't want to talk about it again. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things, man. But I appreciate you all, man. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment, like, subscribe. I think we're doing cover 3 tomorrow with my dogs. Not sure we got a special guest or not. I have to lock in and see if that happens. But, you know, we can continue to push forward. But like I said, y'all, if you're a casual fan, that's not a knock, right? Embrace it, enjoy it, right? It's fun. It's fun as hell. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell people on Sundays when I go to games, Jay Tuck, the analyst, isn't there. And it's probably a bad thing to say, but it's why I do get so drunk at games, because it turns off the analyst side. Because games where I don't drink, I'm sitting there watching everything like I watch film. I can't just be at the game, just caught up in the moment, just watching it. I'm like, oh, and you know what I'm saying? And the people around me, like, they'll like look at me like I'm some kind of freak. They're like, oh, Wang, you know, is it cover 2? Oh, I'm saying, oh, watch out, Dak, it's cover 3. He's about to roll the safety. You know what I'm saying? Hey, watch the RPO. They're about to run the RPO right here. See, I told you he's gonna run the RPO. Like, I'm watching the game like that. So when I go to games, is why I hit those Cowboy readers so hard, because my brain just shuts off and I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm just screaming and yelling and cheering and spitting and crying and all sorts of stuff, right? But when I'm not drinking at the games, I just be locked in on some coaching stuff, and it kind of takes the fun away from the game. You know what I'm saying? Because my mom texts me like, you going to preseason games? Like, no, I'm not going to the preseason games. I'll be dissecting and taking notes and, you know, all sorts of stuff like that. Like, nah. I'll wait till the season starts. So I appreciate you all. Comment, like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you do not miss out. Cowboys Nation, I want you all to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged, and you know the vibes. Peace.